Hello, today we're going to look at expanding brackets using linear factors and quadratic factors. Now before we get on to that, let's do a little bit of revision of expanding brackets. So hopefully you remember whenever you've got some terms in a bracket and you've got something outside that bracket, then each of those terms is multiplied by the term outside the bracket. So for instance, 7 is going to multiply the 3a, and it's also going to multiply the negative 6b. So 7 multiplied by 3a gives us 21a. 7 multiplied by negative 6b gives us negative 42b. Now on to the second example. 4 is going to multiply each of these terms inside the bracket. 4 multiplied by 2x, 8x. 4 multiplied by 1, 4. And we've got negative 7 multiplied by x and negative 7 multiplied by negative 4. So negative 7 multiplied by x gives us negative 7x, and negative 7 multiplied by negative 4 plus 28. Now a bit of simplification. There's your x terms. 8x subtract 7x leaves us with 1x, and then we've got the number term of 4 plus 28 gives us 32. So hopefully that's some revision for you. Right, now moving on to, I suppose we call them double brackets. So each of the terms inside each of the brackets multiplies each of the terms in the other bracket. A little bit complicated, but hopefully after you've seen the crab claw method, it'll make more sense. So crab claw, x multiplies x multiplies the 3, 7 multiplies the x, 7 multiplies the 3. So you can see it looks like a crab claw. So what we do, we multiply along the lines. So I'm going to multiply along the lines and score them off. So x multiplied by x squared, x multiplied by 3, plus 3x, 7 multiplied by x, plus 7x, and finally 7 multiplied by 3 gives us the 21, or plus 21. Gather together like terms. There's no other x squared terms, but the x terms there's a 3x and there's a 7x. So 3x plus 7x, that's 10x. And there's no other number terms. So there's your 21. Right, moving on to something a little bit trickier. So we've got a linear term. No, there's x to the power 1. And we've also got a quadratic term. Quadratic means the highest power is 2. So we're going to multiply these together. Again, each term inside each bracket multiplies the other term in the other bracket. So 4x is going to multiply each of the terms. And again, I imagine that as a crab claw, or some people describe it as rainbows, whichever way suits you. And again, we're going to multiply along. So the way I do it, multiply along and score off each line as we do it. So 4x multiplied by 2x squared, 8x cubed, 4x multiplied by x, that's 4x squared, and 4x multiplied by negative 3, that's negative 12x. Now the negative 1 multiplied in the bracket. Negative 1 multiplied by 2x squared, that's negative 2x squared. Now we've got negative 1 multiplied by x, that's negative x, and finally negative 1 multiplied by negative 3, that's positive 3. Right, gathering together like terms. There's only one x cubed term, and that's 8x cubed. X squared, we've got this one, 4x squared, and we've got subtract 2x squared. So 4 subtract 2, that gives us 2, so we've got 2 lots of x squared. I'm just going to put little ticks above the ones that I've dealt with. Now you can use any method you want, but that's my particular preference. Now let's look at the x terms. We've got negative 12x subtract x, so that gives us negative 13x. Take those off, we dealt with those, and there is only one number term, so add it on at the end. Hope this has helped you. Goodbye and thanks for watching.